The Giga Chad Michael Saylor was recently interviewed, and he says demand for Bitcoin will 10x this bull run, and a 10x price action would take the Bitcoin price from $37,000 to $370,000 per coin. In fact, he even goes on to share that Bitcoin can hit 10 million per coin in the future. So let's break this one down. This is a brand new article just published with the Bitcoin halving just months away. MicroStrategy co-founder and Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor thinks that demand for Bitcoin can grow as much as 10x by the end of 2024. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Now, during a speech just recently at the 2023 Australia Crypto Convention yesterday, November 10th, Saylor was asked to give his outlook for Bitcoin and its ecosystem over the next 4 to 5 years. How many of you were at that event in Australia? I know we got a lot of people tuned in from down under, so let me know if you got a chance to meet Michael Saylor. But anyways, in response, Saylor initially gave a rundown on the period between 2020 and 2024, noting the Bitcoin went from being seen as an offshore unregulated asset to an institutionalized mainstream app. And honing in on the near term, Saylor said the Bitcoin will become an adolescent mainstream asset by the end of 2024, as he highlighted key dynamics surrounding supply and demand that will come soon into play. Quoting him here, I think that this next 12 months is going to be big because demand on a monthly basis should double or triple or maybe go up by a factor of 10x. 10x, send it, let's freaking go. Anywhere from 2 to 10, and the supply available for sale will be cut in half in April. That's right, we got a Bitcoin halving around the corner, roughly 5 months out, continuing. So instead of $1 billion of Bitcoin available for the miners each month, it'll be $500 million. It's pretty unprecedented that you would go from a supply and demand balance of maybe $15 billion of organic demand and $12 billion of organic supply. What happens when one doubles and the other one gets cut in half? The price is going to adjust up. He added 100%. Now, Saylor went on to describe the next 12 months for Bitcoin as its coming out party, as the asset graduates from college and heads on out to the real world. And looking at 2024 to 2028, we all know the next halving after 2024 will be 2028, just FYI. Saylor predicted the Bitcoin will continue to be in high growth stage at adoption spreads across the big tech industry and the mega banks worldwide, with both sectors integrating Bitcoin into their products and services. Saylor also says he expects to see a lot of competition amongst companies like Apple and Meta, and to get their hands on Bitcoin to eventually sell for major profits. As he shares here, you're going to have a ferocious competition and will among Wall Streeters to get the most asset share, and you're going to have crypto exchanges competing, and you're going to have other tech companies getting involved. That'll be one check. Microphone checker. Let's go. The other check will be the big mega banks or Bitcoin custodians with JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Deutsche Bank. And you know, when they are making loans and giving mortgages and customizing it and buying and selling it, I think that'll be the second check. And looking even further into the future at around 25 years out, Saylor outlines some lofty predictions for the future of Bitcoin as he emphasized the Bitcoin will blow any other high quality asset out of the water. Preach. Quoting him here, when it hits that terminal growth rate, maybe 20 years out, maybe 25 years, or it will be growing twice as fast or compounding twice as fast as the S&P 500 index or any other diversified high quality portfolio of assets you can buy, adding the following. So if you think about it like that, you just say, well, now we're going to double again, and we're going to double again, and we're going to double again. That coin is going to continue to progress to $1 million a coin, $2 million per coin, $5 million per coin, $10 million per coin. MicroStrategy currently is sitting on 158,400 Bitcoin, and the firm was up around $900 million on its investment as of November 2nd, virtually meaning they're now up over $1 billion on their investment. Let's freaking go. And quoting Michael Saylor right here, Bitcoin is an asset class, and that's a major revolution. If Fidelity and BlackRock and if 10 other ETF issuers all agree the Bitcoin is an asset class, which it is, it should be 10x to 100x bigger than it is right now. And run the math. What's 100x at today's price? Then we're talking $3.7 million per Bitcoin, according to the Giga Chad. Let me know if you agree or disagree. He also shares, I think there are only 3 things relevant right now, and here are those 3 things. The halving is coming with 100% certainty, which we all know, 5 months out, scheduled to take place in April of 2024. And he continues, as far as I can see, most of the selling of Bitcoin in the market is the Bitcoin miners that have to sell in order to pay their electricity bills and pay their debt expenses and their operating expenses. So that amount of selling pressure is going to be cut in half in a few months. So we know what's coming. Preach. And then we know there's a spot Bitcoin ETF coming. Amen. And when that comes, we plug into Wall Street and the entire legacy financial system, the banking system, etc. And then finally, that fair value accounting is coming. And when that happens, the objective will go away. And now you're going to introduce this as a conversation into hundreds of boardrooms. They will not move in a week. They move quarterly, but over the course of 12 quarters, you'll start to see company after company looking at this, and you'll start to see a reallocation of those assets. And at the end of the day, corporations only hold 2 assets. They hold cash and they hold bonds. And so if Bitcoin is available as an asset par pursuit to a bond, you'll see a reallocation from bonds into Bitcoin. And I'm just going to skip ahead and read you some more of the highlights here. If they start to reallocate, and they will, 1%, 2%, 5%, then you're going to have something that has never happened in the history of the world. Is you've got an ETF on a commodity that is scarce. That's right. For the first time in human history, we have true price discovery in an ETF market, which will absolutely be a game changer. Now, Michael Saylor also made some other predictions, but for here he shares, for $1 million you put in, you're getting $1 million worth of Bitcoin. What's the positive? Referring to the different ways to invest into Bitcoin using the spot Bitcoin ETF. He also recently shared that the demand is expected to double after the halving and spot Bitcoin ETF approvals. And we can even expect the Bitcoin price to drive to $5 million per coin. So let me know if you agree or disagree with the Giga Chad and his bullish Bitcoin price predictions.